Hello there, I'm going to do a little review of a relatively unknown whisky, which purports to be from Scotland. Until now, I've actually never heard of it, but that doesn't mean it's not an okay whisky. This is it here. So, turns out it's very popular in France, and no surprise, since a French company seems to own the product. The Label 5 is a blended Scotch whisky owned by a French company called Le Martiniquais. Let's see if I get that right. Martiniquais. I don't know. So, here we have a bottle of Label 5 blended Scotch whisky. Classic black, it says at the foot of the bottle here. You see that? I imagine that's to make you think of Johnny Walker's Black Label. So let's digress for a moment. Now, since I'm a Scots armiger in my own right, when you put a coat of arms on something, you see? Can you see this? Coat of arms. And one in the back also. So, you put a coat of arms on something, it's going to attract my attention. And I'm going to try and look at it and try and say whose arms they might actually belong to. So, whose arms I'm looking at. So, in this case, so let's just see. I made some notes on it, if you don't mind me reading off my screen. So here we have every Scottish emblem ever known crammed into one set of arms here. The shield itself, you can just about see it here. Let's see if we can just zoom in on that. You see that? See the shield? Yeah. Has a thistle on it. Emblem of a thistle. Outside of the order of the thistle, I'm not really sure about that. The supporters are the Scottish. You see the supporters here at the side. Wait a minute, let's just see if I can get that right. See the supporters of the arms. There's the arms here and the shield in the middle, and the supporters here at each side seem to be the Scottish Lion rampant, and at the top of it is the Scottish Saltire flag. Just about every emblem you could possibly imagine is Scottish. So anyway, the supporters are the Scottish Lion rampant, holding aloft the Scottish Saltire. But that Lion rampant, these are emblems of His Majesty the King. King Charles. The helm here, if you can just see it, I don't think you can. I don't think it's pretty small. You see the helm here, just tiny little helmet. It looks more like a plant pot to me with a crown on. So again, and it's gold. Now, if you unlike an armiger like me who has the old tin pot type because I'm not a peer. If I was a peer, I would have gold in it. This has gold in it, which suggests it's of the peerage. Okay, so I'm really not sure about that. Outside of Scotland, well, maybe, but within Scotland, I'll leave that to the Line Court to sort out. That's not my business. That's Lord Lyon's business. And basically, we have very strict rules on heraldry within Scotland. Very strict rules. Very strict indeed. Otherwise, it's a very pretty bottle. Yeah, I think this is a gorgeous bottle. You see this? You see this? All this stuff? It's a pretty bottle. Which I'll probably later fill this with marbles and put a light behind it, or maybe even make a lamp out of it. But anyway, so my family have a long history and service to Scotland's whisky. So I have learned a few tips over the years. And one of these would be to not judge the product by the bottle it comes in. But in saying that, the whisky bottles with the screwable plastic lids are also a clue to the quality of the contents. None of that in this case. It looks the part. This is very nice. The bottle's beautiful. But as I say, we won't know till we try it. Now, in doing reviews, it pays to look at what others have said of the product. I made some notes of what they were saying to see if I agree. The online reviewers tended not to be Scots. So in this instance, you have a native Scot, me, to discuss the product and compare it to what Scotch blends should taste like, and maybe what I prefer. So it could, different tastes, different countries. But as a Scotsman, I generally have my taste well established. So I could not find out a lot about this company online, other than that they are located in Bathgate, Scotland, which is between Glasgow and Edinburgh, and pretty far removed from the Scottish Highlands. What goes on at that location, I have really no idea. But looking at pictures of the Bathgate facility, it looks quite an impressive place. The Starlaw Grain Whisky Distillery, as it is known, was founded as recently as 2010. The relatively small distillery is owned by La Martiniquais, who also own the probably better known Tullibardine Malt Whisky Distillery, so 50 kilometres north of there. That's about, well, let's call it the Highlands. It's pretty, it's, I don't know. Anyway, let's just call it the Highlands. Let's call that roughly the Highlands. So on the website they say, produced, aged and bottled in Scotland, Label 5 Scotch Whisky is produced observing time-honoured traditions. Well, I should hope so. It also says on the bottle, aged over 3 years. Strange choice of words, isn't it? Strange to emphasise that it's over 3 years, then just say 3 years, like other whisky blends. Label 5 is, however, let's, people vote with their feet. Let's just listen. Label 5 is amazingly the 9th best-selling Scotch brand in the world, with 31 million bottles being sold globally. And it's also won several major awards in the whisky industry. This blended whisky is made, it says, with a selection of malt and grain whiskies, one of them being Glenmorangie. Label 5 has increased its sales in the last years, so La Martiniquais has expanded the Glenmorangie distillery. One reviewer says of it, the Scotch, the whisky, is pale gold in the glass. I should hope so. On the nose, it's light and fresh, with sweet toffee notes and hints of cookies. There are also some fruity notes with pears and apples. Finally, a soft scent of ginger. Light-bodied on the palate, there are notes of vanilla and butter. It has a slightly smoky touch with notes of apples and pears. Towards the end of the dram, there is also a little splash of dried grass with a subtle touch of oak. The finish is very short and fresh, leaving a sweet taste of fruits and dried grass. Hey, let's not get carried away. That's insane. Another says of it, Label 5 Classic Black is a very well known, particularly in France, I've never heard of it, blended Scotch whisky, made with a hearty helping of fruity Speyside malts at its core. A great value blend. And yet another says, balance overall, a decent blended whisky, but I've had better. Very light in every way, as not as stingy, as blends tend to be. The force of malt is strong. Anyway, the price. I paid $16.99 for this in specs. Online it says $20.99. $20.99 I know is the price of a standard 750 millilitres bottle of Bell's whiskey, which I do like. So it's in that ballpark. But really, these are cheap whiskies. How can you go wrong at that price? I like Bell's. I don't know, I'm not gonna compare it to Bell's. I'm just saying it's in that price range. Yeah, for $21 or less, you get yourself a pretty decent bottle of whiskey. So let's go on and try it. Here it is. Now, I like to test something. I've always loved the noise when you open the cork on a bottle of whiskey. Oh, actually, I've just discovered something interesting. So let's see what it says in the cork here. Label 5, product of Scotland. Do you see it there? There you go. That's very nice. As I say, it's got the looks. Matured in oak casks. Matured in oak casks. It says the same thing all around. And classic black. As I said, it's probably to make you think. This black thing's probably make you think of Johnny Walker. But anyway, Johnny Walker Black Label. So let's open it. Without much further ado, let's listen for the wonderful sound. Oh yeah, I love that. And oh yeah, plenty of nose. Oh yeah, wait a minute. It's very fruity. Yeah, I like it. I like it already. I like the smell of it. Let's pour a little. That's about a Scottish half, I think. So let's put the cork here. Unlike one of my previous videos where I was losing liquid gold to the floor, I knocked my bottle over. I don't want that. So we just have to do this. So oh dear, I've got a cold. It's not the thing that's making me cough, but I'm getting a maltiness, a little fruity, very fruity. Yeah, let's try a little water in it. Water can make a big difference. Oh yeah, that's probably improved it. Overall, I think for the price, it's budget whiskey. You get this awesome bottle. It's a budget price, $21. Come on, that's pretty decent whiskey. It's a blend. So let's look at some of these reviews we saw earlier. Go back to the one where this guy had all kinds of stuff. Where is he again? Let me just wrote it here. What's he got here? Yeah, sweet toffee notes, hints of cookies, fruity notes. Yeah, I get that. Pears and apples. Let's see. Okay, maybe. Maybe a little citrus feeling there. And finally, a soft scent of ginger. No, I don't get that. Light-bodied on the palate, there are notes of vanilla and butter. Has a slight smoky touch. Smoky? Yeah, perhaps. Towards the end of the dram, there's a little splash of dried grass with a subtle touch of oak. Yeah, maybe the oak. I get that. The finish is very short and fresh, leaving a sweet taste of fruits and dried grass. Well, you know, none of the reviews, so I got a little bit of citrus there, maybe a little bit lemony. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I get something there. And the other viewer, what did he say? Very light in every way, yes, perhaps. Not as stingy as blends tend to be. I don't know what he's been drinking. Stingy. Stingy blends. I don't think you want to get... Something a stingy blend of whiskey. You don't order that twice. How does it stack against Bell's? I like Bell's. Sorry, I like it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. What I'd probably do with this is I'd put this out there. I like a variety, a range of whiskies, and that's good. And for my blends like this, I would have Grouse, Bell's. I'd probably put this out beside that. Give people a choice on my table. And yeah, it's certainly in that price range. I don't see it is a product that comes from Scotland, and I mean it could be a lot worse. I look at things in specs that are just awful. There's one there that has a plastic screw top for $11.99. I mean, it's a few bucks more and you get this. I paid $16.99 for this. Now I don't know if that was some kind of special deal, because it says $20.99 online. So what you get in your local store, I don't know. But certainly for the money, it's pretty good value. And you get this fabulous bottle. Picture this: some coloured marbles in there, a light behind it. Now I might maybe get another one just to make a lampshade. It's awesome shape. Put a lampshade on that. We got a lamp, you know. But I'm actually looking at this and thinking colour. You know, those coloured light things you get in the little string lights you get nowadays and in the craft stores. That would look utterly awesome. I'd probably remove the labels just to get the effect with the coat of arms here. But it's very nice. Or put some coloured marbles in it and shine a light behind it, because I'm weird that way. But that's label 5. Overall, how can you go wrong at that price? It comes all the way from Scotland, all the way from my homeland. So, and it's very popular in France for some reason. I guess probably because it's French parent company. So that's it. Other than that, pretty tasty budget whiskey. Thanks for watching.